You there? I see a name, but I see nothing else but a black square. You're muted! You son of a bitch! Okay, so I have it set up so that if you wanted to screen share anything, it should work. Do you have a screen share button on your screen?
Yes. There we go.
You do, good.
I am not muted anymore. That was funny, though.
No, it's like flashing on and off mute.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was just a blank screen here, but I could hear you through the other side. It was funny.
Son of a bitch. Awesome. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Close that.
Double check that. Ah, that's better. The other light makes me look really pale.
Well, yeah, but you're ginger, so that happens.
Yes, there you go. It does happen.
All right, now,
Wow.
let me just check this here. Is it... Okay, so on YouTube. Oh, Frankie's here. Good. There we go. Preparing live stream.
Whew.
I know, right? If I did this correct, Hey, Frankie, how's it going, bud?
Over fires are back up to full force again in British Columbia.
The what?
Fires are back up to full force again in British Columbia. And Joey always battling blaze again.
Joey does that. Joey starts the fires, and then he runs around and puts them out.
Yeah.
I really shouldn't say stuff like that. But I like to think that... yeah, I don't know what I like to think. It's been a long week. Yeah.
He's fighting fires.
Well, that's good. Okay. Okay, just now if I did this right, it should be live streaming on YouTube and Failbook. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to get all of a sudden a bunch of stuff with like volume screaming at me, and no one needs to hear my horrible voice in stereo. Ever. I don't know why anyone wants to hear it in mono.
Hey, Brandon, where's Hurricane Lee now? What part of Nova Scotia Hurricane Lee must be hitting Western Nova Scotia?
Yes, I'd say especially near Yarmouth. That's where it's going to make landfall.
Yes.
Somewhere near Yarmouth, and then eventually to St. John, New Brunswick afterwards.
How much rain they're getting in New Brunswick? They're getting a lot of rain in New Brunswick, in Maine, USA, in Cape Cod, USA.
Oh, yes. Possibly up to 100 millimeters in a few locations. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of rain.
Why is rain?
And I just released my 2024 Atlantic hurricane season forecast on my YouTube channel.
All right.
Sweet. So, okay, when rain gets to a certain point of like downpour and deluge and onslaught and all that delightful soggy crap, why is it still measured in millimeters? Like, if it gets to, you know, like when you hear 120 millimeters, is anyone going to specify or draw a distinction between 120 and 122? Like, is it really measured that articulately, or is it just to sound more?
In the States, down in the US, they go by inches. In Canada, go by millimeters.
Yeah, we're the ones that go by millimeters, and they go by inches in the US.
Down in the States, in the winter months, they go by 6 to 12 inches of snow. That's around the 12 to 20 centimeters of snow in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So they go by Emperor system down in the States and metric in Canada.
Snow is measured in centimeters, but rain is measured in millimeters. Did I get that right?
Snow in the US, snow is measured by inches.
Yeah, they're both measured by inches. Yeah.
Well,
Down in the States, they go by gallons. In Canada, they go by liters.
Yeah.
measured in centimeters, but rain is measured in millimeters. No.
Snow in the US, snow down in the States, they go by gallons. In Canada, down in the United States of America, down in the US, they go by gallon of water there.
Oh yeah.
Cool. How many liters to a gallon?
Lots of liters a gallon.
It's like four. I mean, technically that's lots, I guess. If you're only accustomed to a liter of milk at a time, when you've got a gallon of milk, it seems like a lot. First, it also seems like a lot if it's dropped off the top of a door because you're,
1 gallon, that's 3.7 liter.
oh, now you know how many liters to a gallon. You were holding out. Thanks.
2 gallons, that's 7.57 liters.
Awesome. Well, welcome to Milk Math, everyone.
Milk Math, the
Brandon,
show that just goes on.
you wanna start us off?
On the 3.7 millimeters, that's a round off to 4 liters.
That is awesome. All right. Are you ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or maybe good night. I don't know where you're watching this wild show that we call the Comediorological Report, Shaw Spotlight, a couple other radio stations. We got one in Kamloops, one in Prince George, and the other one in Winnipeg. And it is a wild show. We've got a great show for you tonight. We actually have a special guest coming on later on in the show, Jenny Hagen, Saskatchewan storm chaser. And it's going to be, oh yeah, it's going to be awesome. So we'll be asking her a pile of questions. But first, we're going to go right to the man himself, Frankie McDonald in Sydney, Nova Scotia, getting ready for Hurricane Lee to arrive. Take it away, Frankie.
And Lee is not going to hit us. It's going to bring a little bit of rain and wind in my area. It's going to hit Western Nova Scotia. I'm Frankie Dow on the Joey Only Show. You're listening. And it's on CFUR 88.7 FM, Prince George, CKUW 95.9 FM, Winnipeg, and CFBX 92.5 FM in Kamloops. And it's going to bring a lot of rain all across Western Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and Maine, USA, Cape Cod, those places. And it's going to bring a really hot weather in LA, California lately. In Phoenix, Arizona, still really, really hot lately. They had a big floods in Libya. It was really, really bad so far. And did you hear about this? Lots of thunderstorms going on in Colorado right now. And lots of thunderstorms and rain and possible large hail in Colorado right now. Then it got some rain hit for southern Minnesota. They got some thunderstorms and heading towards Nebraska and in Kansas and those places. Lots of tornado cells and thunderstorm cells in Texas this Friday and Saturday coming up. It's going to bring a lot of severe weather down Texas as well. And lots of cold air heading towards Ontario. Cold front's going to sweep through Atlantic Canada Monday night and Tuesday morning. It's going to bring colder air in Ontario. It's going to bring really, really hot temperatures in central United States next week. It's going to bring really hot weather in Manitoba. Then it's going to turn cooler average temperatures in British Columbia as well. Then it got another system headed towards central United States on Thursday of next week, and then Friday is going to bring more rain and thunderstorms in Minnesota, including Missouri, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, and South Dakota as well. Then it got some snowstorm heading for Colorado. And next, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, got some snowstorm somewhere in Colorado and parts of Wyoming as well. And then if Vancouver's going to turn rainier than average temperatures for September to October, they'll be turning wetter than average temperatures in British Columbia. They'll be getting snow there soon.
No.
As for South America, lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Colombia, Ecuador, Bolivia, Peru, and those places. And northern Chile is really, 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 really dry as of right now. In southern Chile, they're bringing a lot of rain in coastal areas and a lot of snow up in the mountains in Chile. It's extremely hot in the Amazon rainforest in Brazil right now. Then it's really humid in the Amazon rainforest, including Rio de Janeiro, things like this. Then it got a cold front come from Antarctica. It's headed towards southern Brazil, and in Argentina, it's going to be colder than average temperatures.
So hold on a
Then
second.
Saturday and Sunday, cold front from the Antarctica is going to reach Argentina, including Falkland Islands and southern tip of Argentina, like Lucia. Argentina is going to bring a lot of cold temperatures there, in southern tip of Argentina as well, and really cold temperatures headed for southern tip of Argentina. It's down South America, and weather over in Europe. It's still warm in England, France, Spain. Then you got some rainy weather headed for England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland this week. Then you got a storm headed towards Scotland this Monday and Tuesday coming up.
Okay, what
It's
kind
going to bring multiple storms in Scotland and Ireland and Norway, Finland, Sweden, including snow up in the Norway mountains. And then it got to next week. It's going to bring lots of windy and rainy conditions up around Denmark, Netherlands, Germany, northern France, and those places, and parts of Finland and those places in western Russia. It's going to bring lots of cold in northern Italy. It's really hot there right now. Then it over in places like in Japan. A lot of rain going on in Japan and thunderstorms there right now. A lot of rain and thunderstorms in South Korea. Military dictatorship country North Korea is getting a lot of thunderstorms heading towards Vladivostok, Russia, including places like Taiwan is still in the rainy season. India's rainy season is coming to an end this month. And southern China is getting a lot of rain, like Hong Kong. Lots of thunderstorms and rain going on in Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, and all those countries, including Indonesia. Over in India, rainy season still ongoing in India, bring a lot of thunderstorms and rain in India. And the rainy season is going, and we'll soon be coming to the end. It's going to bring a lot of rain and thunderstorms in India and Sri Lanka and Bangladesh and Myanmar all next week long.
That's all happening next week?
Wow.
Yes. In
Okay.
Africa, like Nigeria, Ghana, and all these places, a lot of tropical waves and thunderstorms and rain coming off the coast of Africa, northwestern Africa, and the coastal areas of west coast Africa. A lot of thunderstorms and rain coming off the coast of Africa. And there's a lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in Congo, northern Uganda right now. In Nigeria and Ghana, those places are in the rainy season. That's where tropical waves come from. That's where Lee was before when reaching Bermuda is. A lot of thunderstorms and rain coming out. Lee was in Africa before that. And there's a lot of thunderstorms and rain going on and there's a South Africa. It's in their spring starts on September 23rd. Tropical spring begins on September 23rd in South Africa. Starting to get hot weather once again in December. Mozambique, Madagascar, La Reunion, Mauritius Islands, and Madagascar and Botswana will be in the rainy season then.
Dang, Botswana's getting rainy season? Good for them.
Then that will be that time of the year for them. And South Pacific, Southwest Pacific, and places like Australia and New Zealand, a lot of like Vanuatu and New Caledonia and those places. They're bringing a lot of thunderstorms and rain there right now. Still be a tropical cyclone season another few months away. Australia is getting warmer. There'll be hailstorm season in southeastern Australia. It's drier than average temperatures in Australia. And this December, January coming up, it's going to bring really bad brush fire season in Australia. In New Zealand, it's going to bring really bad fire season in Australia during the southern hemisphere summer. Sometime next week, they got some cold air hit for Sydney, Australia, and Tasmania, those places. Lots of windy and rainy conditions in New Zealand. It's their spring. Then it got more cold air hitting for New Zealand on Monday. Then it got even next Friday, it's going to bring cold air in New Zealand once again with the snow in the mountains and things like this. And their spring, and this tropical spring starts on Saturday, September 23rd. When I have my fall, they have their spring. Antarctica is starting to get more daylight now. Then Antarctica will be the last sunrise before they'll be 12 in November 18th. Same with Barrow, Alaska, when the sun set, last sunset. There'll be 24-hour darkness up in the Arctic. Down in Antarctica, it'll be 24-hour daylight.
What animals live in Antarctica?
Penguins.
Is that it? There's got to be something.
Penguins.
What
And
is-
seals in coastal areas of Antarctica because it's so cold there.
Okay, so have you ever seen like seal versus penguin death match, like UFC style? They set up a little icicle octagon or whatever, and then they just like hammer each other into bits. Is that kind of how they entertain themselves there? 'Cause there's not much going on.
Not much going on in Antarctica.
No,
No,
The-
seal versus penguin death match, man. Come on, it's got to be
they're not
awesome.
flapping each other with their wings and their
Yeah.
and their
Seals just rearing up and
fins.
barking, tail whipping the penguins. Penguins all tag teaming and then pulling in folding chairs and stuff like that. Like, how
Oh,
cool
yeah.
would that be? I want
I'd
to see
pay to see that. Oh yeah, I
Dude.
would.
a whole fleet of emperor penguins, just like going all nutty. 8 of them in the ring, 2 seals. That's all they need. Seals are huge. Maybe a walrus.
And to the person to call the game or to call the matches is the Discovery Channel guy or whatever his name is
Oh,
on the
Jimmy.
History Channel.
No, man. Cecil Peoples. Is that his name? Cecil Peoples. Okay, if you Google the worst referee of all time, this dude comes up. And if you watch some of his greatest hits, it is impressive. He is entertaining. He's
Yeah.
a character in combat sports unto himself because of his notoriously bad calls. Anytime we've all heard people screaming, like, what was the ref thinking? This guy is the reason that phrase exists. It's wonderful. He's legendary. So I think if it's going to be an Antarctic death match, it's going to have to be that dude is reffing.
Oh yeah.
100%. Yeah. All right. Brandon, how's your week been?
How's my week been? Well, I'd say it's been well, our weather's been actually kind of quiet this week. We've had a few kind of straggling showers, a few thunder showers nearby, but that's about it. Today we had our meals in the field today. And so it's been a busy day today. Absolutely. Out in Dutchess area delivering brisket today, which is really good brisket, by the way. And we had our entertainer Garrett Gregory come out and play music sing for this whole group of 20 people out there. So great stuff today, lots of fun. And I got back and I decided to kind of lounge in the hot tub and have a beer, and now I'm here on the show. That was my day. Oh, and yes, I'm also filling in for other people this week too. So today I did bingo cards for Blairmore Station, and I had to pick 23 people to win a bingo card today. And because you have to do copy and paste and stuff, I kind of sent the first 5 messages to congratulations Kayla to 5 other people. So I called them all Kayla today. So that was a big whoopsie.
Just congratulated 5 different Kaylas.
Yeah, pretty much, even though just only one person was named Kayla.
Perfect.
I'd like to introduce a fan of mine, Sean.
Sean.
Okay. Hi,
Hey,
Sean.
what are you doing, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far. I'm on Comediorological Weather Report Thursday nights.
Sean just hung up on you, buddy. Frankie, did
He lives in
this video
Wyoming.
call- did you-
Wyoming. That's not too far from where I am. It's like 2
did you just
states.
call a random guy?
He
I love
called
it.
me
And so you're having an interview right now?
for Joey Only Show.
This isn't the Joey.
Well,
It's the Joey Only show without Joey Only.
It's the Joey Less only show.
The Joey Last show. I love it.
Joey
That's Sean. That's a special guest.
Only show.
hey, Frankie, make sure to send me a link to this interview. I'd like to see it.
It's
And,
live streaming. We're live streaming right now.
Oh my goodness.
What am I doing with my life? This
I knew I'd be laughing tonight. I didn't think I'd be laughing this early.
okay.
And our special guest hasn't even arrived yet. My goodness.
Already. Okay, so tell me about our special guest. We have a storm chaser we're going to be chatting with. How did y'all find each other? What's the connection? What makes her awesome?
Oh boy, this special guest is awesome. Jenny Hagen. I've met her online a couple years ago, and well, she's big. She's very enthusiastic into storm chasing. She started this. She started the Canadian chapter of Girls Who Chase in Canada. So it's social media platform and stuff. And she'll probably be able to explain it a lot better than I can. That's for sure. But she chases everything, including snowstorms. Oh, yeah. So if you want a storm chaser who chases snowstorms, this is the one right here that we're bringing on tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. She's going to be hopping on here in about 10-ish minutes after she's done her other podcast she's doing. So
Yeah, the one that someone might actually watch. So,
someone might actually watch that one instead of this one.
or I should say the one that Frankie's not going to randomly video call people. Thank you for answering the phone, Frankie. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with the legacy of Frankie, Frankie has a lot of fans all over the place, and he randomly video calls people. But Frankie will call 30 people, and it's like taking a wad of noodles and whipping it at the wall, and then something sticks, and you go, okay, these noodles will go into this bowl, and I'm going to use them to feed a raccoon. That's what a video call with Frankie is like. It's random. He'll randomly video call a whole bunch of people who've never met and are confused. Really, a lot of the time it's just confusing and awesome. But he'll phone just to demand weather updates and then tell you weather updates. So yeah,
It's just awesome. Yeah,
it is. He phoned me this morning explaining how Victoria is due for an earthquake, a major earthquake, and then gave me a weather update. I was actually standing outside while he was telling me the weather where I was standing. It was kind of neat.
Oh, that is awesome. I would.
This is the magic of Frankie.
The magic of Frankie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that means one guy from Wyoming called me and another guy from New York called me.
Oh, another guy from New York called you.
How's the weather in Wyoming and New York?
That is awesome.
Yep. So, all right, Brandon, how's the weather in your area? What's it looking like for the next week?
All right, so our weather story for the next week, we're going to get hot again this week in 30 smoking degrees, and I'm loving it. I have to say, I'm actually really liking this September weather. We haven't had a frost yet or anything like that, so even though we are very, very dry, but next week looks like it is going to change, and we'll see a little bit of...
I just sent you a link to Joy Only Show.
Oh, boy.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, boy.
Skype is kind of weird right now.
You can join it on Zoom.
I think there's like a password. Is that okay with Joey?
Yeah, you
Joey's
can
not
check
here.
it out. Joey Only's not there. He's fighting fires in British Columbia.
Oh, dear Lord.
He's fighting fires in British Columbia right now, trying to get rid of fires.
This may be.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
I sent you a link to Zoom.
I found his YouTube channel. I see the interviews that you've had with him on there. I just looked it up. I don't know if I can join the Zoom because I'm at work and like there's a password with the Zoom, but
Oh, there isn't.
It's good. And if you want to like talk to me later, we can.
Talk to him. That's Sean all the way from Wyoming. He's doing good so far.
All right.
Clearly, he's at work. He's living the dream. There is no password on the Zoom.
I
It's
don't think there's a password. No.
and then
I guess we'll find out if Jenny has trouble getting in here in about 5-ish minutes or so.
yeah, no kidding. I want to chat with her, man.
Oh, yes. It's going to be. Oh, yeah. She's amazing. She's done a lot of presentations. She's been on the Weather Network. She's been everywhere.
Was she part of ChaserCon? When
Yes, she was actually.
I recognized her name. Because I was I remember looking up the panel, and when you said her name, it was really familiar. Did she have photos? Or she's an author? I'm just going off the top of my head. It was a while ago.
Oh, she has photos. I don't think she's an author, but she has lots of pictures, lots and lots and lots of pictures.
That's why her name
videos.
stood out.
Oh, yes. She got some video of hailstorm yesterday, actually. She'll probably tell us about that one and all of her other little storms she chases. Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it's because I remember for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the guests that we spoke to from ChaserCon from
Oh.
episode.
Yeah, that was Tracy, Dick, and Chris Ratzlaff. Yes.
Yes. And because remember, I had some questions about Jenny Hagen's photography, and I don't even remember the questions were because I didn't know she was going to be here. That's who it was until like literally you just said her name a minute ago. So thanks.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're prepared now for
Jerk.
this interview.
Oh yeah. Surprise. This is who you're talking.
Surprise.
Great. Now I've got questions ready. Sure.
Now you've got questions ready.
Oh, Sean's here. Frankie's friend Sean is here.
Oh, he's here.
Yes.
Well,
Say hi.
well,
Hi,
bring him
Sean.
on. Sean from Wyoming.
It's Wyoming.
That's the first American on the there's a first American citizen on cable access TV.
All
What?
right.
No, he's not.
Yeah. I called Frankie on Skype, and he told me about this show. I didn't know what was going on, but he was telling me that, like, is it okay for me to be on here?
I'm the one who let you in.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
It's
you're-
cool. We've have
No,
lots of people coming on here.
Hi.
Oh, yes.
All
We're on a
right.
skeleton crew this week. so-
And how is the weather in Wyoming?
Oh, yes.
Well, I know in this area there's been like freezing rain, like it's been really cold rain. But with what Frankie was telling me, and I actually found your YouTube channel, it looks
By the way.
pretty interesting. I'm actually like super into weather myself. I actually thought about being a meteorologist when I was younger, but I just haven't chased that as much. I'm not as good at math as I want to be. It just
Yeah.
takes, but you know.
Not as
So
good.
you're a
By the way, I'm not Joey Only. Joey Only's out fighting fire, so I'm filling in his slot. So
Oh,
I've kind of taken over his role here as host just for tonight.
To be fair, I
worn,
remember you too.
I decided to wear his hosting crown today.
okay. Yeah, go on his YouTube
I'd love
channel.
to be Joey Only one day, but I am not good at fighting fires.
Better start them.
I'm just really good at hosting shows. That's what I'm good at. So,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit what you do. Yes.
With me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just like an average Joe. I've kind of like been talking to Frankie for a while, just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like small conversations here and there. Yeah, he's been making content for a long time.
He has.
I think
yeah.
I saw some of his content even when I was a kid. Like I'm much older now. Like I'm in my 20s, but it's kind of I think it's awesome. He's like really passionate about what he cares about, and I think weather is like always an interesting thing to talk about. There's always something to observe, you know. I didn't expect to be on like a random podcast today, but here I am.
Dude,
But-
Frank sent you a link. We told you we were live streaming while you were on the phone with them. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah. I just barely heard in the background. Like Skype is like very finicky, and I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's why like everyone's like moved to different platforms like Zoom. But
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So- what is this podcast about?
It's about comedy and meteorology equals comediorology. They
All
were supposed to
right.
say that at this hour too, so it's perfect timing too.
Okay. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. Yeah, I remember like I used to be very interested in meteorology because and I think Frankie had told me this before, but kind of how weather is like told in Canada is different than the United States, because here we have like the Weather Channel and all that stuff. That's I used to watch all that stuff as a kid, and they'd always have this like smooth jazz like playing all the time. So I just have
Yeah.
that on as a kid. But they would have like these automated like forecasts that would have like these robotic voices. So I couldn't keep it on at night because it was actually scary, because it had the same voices as like the emergency alert system.
Mm-hmm.
And, what is the emergency system you guys over there? Isn't it called like Alert Sense or like?
Well, part of it is like Alert Ready, and then
Alert-
we have our own called Alberta Emergency Alert here, and it is loud. It goes off over your phone, and it scares the crap out of me every time it goes off.
Quite interesting because there's a science behind it. Apparently, like the frequency is, well, the Canada's uses the same tone as the emergency alert system here when it comes to a frequency, even though it's kind of like the Canada one is more chaotic. It's like 12 times more terrifying than ours. But apparently there's like a science to it. Apparently that tone that they play isn't natural to the human ear in the natural world. We don't hear it that often, and that's why it catches our attention when there's bad weather or whatever.
Okay, yes, I'm just we're just getting our next host, our next guest coming on
And I
here.
just stand out, I just say hi to my other friend, Jen Gendersick of California.
Oh, from California.
Cool. Jenny on her way in?
Yeah, I just gotta find her the live stream link here, and then she wants to share the live stream
Cool.
if we can find it.
Well, I actually may only be able to be in here for a couple minutes because like I'm working. I'm on break right now, but
Oh yeah.
I appreciate you guys letting me in for a little bit and just like, I don't know, just seeing what it's about. And now I know about your guys' channel. And since I have a passion for weather too, it'd probably be a very interesting thing to look at. So I'll make sure to look at it and give Frankie the credit.
All right.
sure.
Yes. Thank you for stopping by, and stop by anytime.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to talk about weather. Are you a meteorologist too?
I'm a weather specialist, but yeah, I do a lot of my own meteorology on radio. As you could tell, the radio voice.
Is this broadcasted anywhere?
Oh, it is going to be on a couple of radio stations and on TV.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. You're making your TV debut tonight.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, at least I have my my tie on.
Yeah, your tie on, nice shirt on. Excellent. You're better dressed than I am today.
Yeah, if I had my glasses, it would be more matching. So,
Yeah.
so what made you interested in meteorology?
Oh boy, I flew through a thunderstorm when I was about the age of 4. Been fascinated by thunderstorms since then, and then I always wanted to be some type of weather guy on TV, the radio, or anything like that. And I just continue to follow that dream, and here I am. It's awesome,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Just
Yeah,
a obsession with the weather.
Oh yeah, obsessed with it.
The cloud.
Yeah, it's a very easy thing to get obsessed with. That's for sure, because there's so much to it. I think it's because sometimes it can be scary, and that's why it's so easy for us to be intrigued by it. So
Something to be said for whipping a lightning bolt at someone. Neighbors are being rowdy, party's too loud, and it's time to shut it down. You got to throw a lightning bolt at them.
That's right.
Stuff done, man. Lightning bolt. Fire.
how about soccer ball size hail?
Oh yes,
So
we've had.
effective.
Oh yeah, I've had softball size hail here.
Drop an ice brick the size of a human head on someone, and yeah, they'll quiet down and leave you alone.
Of course, yes.
Right? Natural causes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys get to it. If I could get like a link or whatever to like your radio broadcast or whatever, that would be cool.
The thing is, it's on my radio broadcast might be on iHeartRadio. If you have Canadian content on there,
We'll
and
deal
that
with
might
that
be,
after the show. We'll send you links in private. We're not going into those details right now because that's a lot of editing to take this all out. Frank
Okay.
will send you all the links. He's got them all.
Oh
he's
yeah, he'll
he's a
send it
mastermind
all-
with that stuff. Yep.
I was like, is this like maybe like something on shortwave or because I'm one of those like weird radio nerds. So yeah.
No, we're on a few
All right.
different radio stations. We're on Shaw Spotlight. We're on YouTube. We're live streaming right now on Facebag and YouTube. And yeah, so yep, you found the regular channel. It live streams on the regular channel. This is the secondary channel that we're on right now. So yep, we can get you all the specific links beyond that later on.
All right. Well, You guys have a great day. Frankie, thanks for, and telling me about this, and thank you guys for letting me in.
Anytime.
Good
Yeah.
chatting with you.
All right. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.
Great. Bye. Ooh, Jenny's here.
All right. Perfect timing.
Right?
Sean was
That is perfect.
Sean was awesome from Wyoming, and now we have Jenny hopping on here. Jenny Hagen from Saskatchewan. So we go from Wyoming to Saskatchewan, just like that.
Saskatchewan.
Welcome. The show has been messed up already the last half hour, so you've arrived at the right time.
I'm good at tossing it in there.
That is awesome.
I like throwing a wrench in things.
Hey Jenny, I'm Frankie McDowell. Nice to meet you. Aaron J. Jack met me in person, a storm chaser from South Dakota. He traveled to Sydney, Nova Scotia for Hurricane Fiona on Friday, September 23rd, 2022. Now Aaron J. Jack's heading towards Bay of Fundy.
That's awesome. I seen that he got to meet you, and one day I'm gonna get to stand next to you. It's on my bucket list.
I just found it on total solar eclipse heading right for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024. Jenny, you'll be arriving in Sydney, Nova Scotia on Friday, April 5th, 2024.
I'm gonna try and make that work.
Total solar eclipse is heading for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024. It'll get dark out in the middle of the afternoon. Like the nighttime in Sydney.
Awesome. So how is everybody this evening? What are we discussing right now?
Well, I guess we're going to discuss you here.
Oh, I don't know. People have probably heard enough about me today.
Stop it.
I know Imogen here has a lot of questions for you as well. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, because I know is this going to be on places where nobody's ever seen you before. So take it away.
So I'm Jenny Hagen. I was born and raised in rural Saskatchewan, where I raised my 2 teenage kids. And this is where the passion for severe weather was born. And that happened when I flew through the air inside a tent during a plow wind event when I was 7 years old. And then, at the age of 12, I aspired to be like Joe Harding in the movie Twister, who was the only female in the role at the time that I had been able to aspire to. And now you spent 14 years learning everything I could about forecasting and chasing severe weather. I go across North America, and I work as a freelance journalist with a variety of news organization and bring live coverage from the field. I think I'm probably most well known for my blizzard chasing, though I do cover fires, floods, hails, tornadoes as well. And, I really encourage people online to chase their passions and dreams. And then in 2023, I joined forces with Girls Who Chase Global, and we opened our first Canadian chapter of Girls Who Chase. And it's a worldwide initiative that, aims to give females and female identifying people role models to aspire to, and to encourage people into the fields of meteorology, STEM, storm chasing through education, empowerment. And, I just kind of hope to inspire and motivate the world, one lightning strike at a time.
Oh, I love it. Yes, you've done some incredible things with that, and plus your storm chasing, especially. You've as I say, you chase everything. I see you out there, and I bet Jenny's chasing this. There she is out there in the blizzard with their cup of coffee flying all over the place. That is the best thing I've seen on social media. Absolutely.
I've even strapped on my figure skating dress and
yes,
skated in the middle of the highway.
That was awesome too. Yeah. I know Imogen has a lot of questions, don't you, Imogen?
Well, I wouldn't say a lot. It's
you said you have all kinds of questions. Come on.
you lie. You lie. So-and-so. Yeah, so Brandon didn't actually tell me that you were going to be here until probably about 20 minutes ago, when we were already recording. So he just said that he had been talking to a storm chaser who was happy to be joining us, which is awesome. But yeah, and so I recognized your name from ChaserCon, because I was looking up information on that, and so when he said your name, I'm like, I know who that is, sort of. And yeah, so it's just yeah, because of photography, storm chasing, blah 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 blah. So what would be one of the most memorable events that you followed? Like one of the most fantastic ones that you followed just to get a shot?
I think for my most intriguing one was probably the Tilston, Manitoba tornado. And that was off and on the ground for I think a little over 4 hours, and it like stripped the pavement right off the road. And after that one, the weird thing was just the highway was littered with thousands and thousands and thousands of frogs for hundreds of kilometers. And it was like the first time I got to see that.
Frog rain, man. That's awesome. Okay, coolest. That is a very yeah. I've brought up the subject of frog rain so many times. I am so impressed that you got to see this, that you got to see the aftermath. Or did you actually see the frogs landing? Like,
they were just jumping all over the highway, and it was just almost like greasy with like frogs because it was. And I got to see this year in a second time, but this time salamanders joined in the race on the highway. So, you know, I got frogs and salamanders.
That is
so
awesome.
cool. That's so awesome. And I want to say horrifying, but it's not, because I love squiggly little animals. So like frogs and salamanders are just like, I want to pet them all, but it's not good. But at the same time, that many in that area for that reason, it's man, I'm a little jelly. That's so cool. Frog and salamander.
It is amazing to see. It kind of grody for a little bit, but like especially if you end up driving over if the traffic's heavy, it's just
okay. Yeah, that's a little.
That part's not fun yet, but it's neat. You could just sit on the highway and you could just film all these frogs and salamanders moving around. It's intriguing.
Did you get a lot of photos of them? Any photos of them?
I got some, yes.
Awesome. Okay, is any of it on your Instagram?
I don't know if they're on my Instagram. I think I posted them to Twitter a while ago.
Okay, gotcha. I never got the hang
But
of
if not, I'll have to post them again just to show people while I'm doing my postseason like kind of wrap up highlights.
Oh, please do. That is an impressive thing to see. Storms are awesome, but the aftermath of a storm can be so incredibly cool. And okay, I'm looking at your Instagram right now, Lost in SK, and I'm not seeing frog traffic or salmon cluttering the road.
Most of my stuff goes up on Twitter, so I got to get better on my whole Instagram.
Social media is a nightmare on its own. It's I mean, I can't say anything good.
Don't we all know it?
Is where we are, but I just never really got I don't understand it. I'm confused by it, but it's there. So I'll have to look up your Twitter and look at multitudes of frogs.
It's fascinating.
The frognado. It was an actual legitimate frognado.
There you go. Frognado.
Yes. Okay. That is so cool.
Have you ever seen that, Frankie, out in Nova Scotia?
It's like a funnel cloud with frogs instead of the cloud.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. A funnel cloud comprised of frogs. That is exactly what that is. Not just a funnel cloud infested with them, but made of them.
I don't know if it would even surprise us nowadays.
No.
It'd be like, oh, tornado, frog tornado. Yeah, that fits.
It does. That tracks. There's this kind of weather, that kind of weather. I mean, where I am, it's like the weather is really boring. It's very uneventful. It goes from boring clear sky to boring gray sky. Like all week, we've got like highs of 20, lows of 14, sunshine, light clouds. That's it. It's like it's a tropical paradise of boredom, and in terms of weather. So anything out of the ordinary is a talking point here. 15 seconds of like are exaggerated in extreme weather. It only lasts for a few seconds. So when a huge storm hit the entire lower mainland and was threatening to completely engulf the island that I'm on, no, there was literally about 40 seconds of heavy downpour with about 8 seconds of hail in it, and that was it. And that was the extent of the storm. The rest of it was like pockets of clear sky. So a frognado tearing through is the dream. It's
It's a dream come true, isn't it?
It really is. That's what we want. We like dream of weather. Our weather is uneventful. There's not much to talk about. So anytime it happens, I should also note it's a tourist city and a retirement city. So weather is a talking point here for a lot of people because it's so bland. And so when something happens, major discussion.
That is.
Oh yeah. Centimeters snow, offices, schools, they all closed down. Snow plows are coming out. By the time they're even started up, the snow's melted, but people have still committed to a day off. So they're like locked inside and complaining about being locked inside because the little snow on their balcony or the grass hasn't melted yet.
And then there's Jenny
know if-
outside in Saskatchewan in the blizzard.
Yes,
Oh, right in the middle of it.
Right in the middle of it.
blizzards, it's impressive. So,
So I don't know, like my kids have so many more snow days than I ever did when I was a kid. It was, living on the farm, whether we liked it or not, my mom was getting us in. So
Yeah.
I think maybe that's how I learned how to get through blizzard weather, because
so
we didn't get snow days.
no, yeah, days and it snowed, and so what? Move on. Deal with it. So what would be the heaviest blizzard you've seen? Like, what would be the maximum snowfall you've actually been there for?
We had a couple in this Kindersley, Saskatchewan, so this West Central Saskatchewan, which is actually a hotbed zone for blizzard activity. So it's very common to come through here, but I had probably about 6-foot snow drifts all through. So my vehicles were buried, my house was buried. So here it is. I would really love to experience one of those like lake effect snows, or even on the like East Coast where it's like your roof is covered on your house. You're like absolutely buried with like heavy, thick snow. So luckily here in Saskatchewan, it's pretty light and fluffy. We don't get that really moisture dense snow the way some places do.
Dry snow. That sounds so
Dry
weird.
snow.
That is so cool. That really is. Like, I'm fascinated by extreme weather because there's none of it here. Most of my
Well, you'll
weather-
just have to come up to Canada and
Oh,
experience
she is in
good old
Canada. She's in
Saskatchewan.
Victoria.
Oh, sorry,
Victoria,
Victoria.
BC.
You'll have to come to Saskatchewan and
Yes.
experience a good Saskatchewan blizzard.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
did have, like in Vancouver there, Ryan joined on the whole distance coffee drinking in a blizzard.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I'm getting my BC folks to join in on some of the shenanigans for winter.
Ooh, that's awesome. So, distance coffee drinking?
Yes.
Do tell.
You'll have to, I was trying to drink it and it was, I think they were 80-kilometer-hour wind gusts. So the coffee was just flying straight past my face.
Oh, wow. Okay. I love it. It sounds like I should be considered an Olympic sport. It's just doing normal
Yes.
things in extreme conditions. A whole series of regular tasks in extreme conditions. Yes.
Yeah, just sit out and have a meal in the middle of a blizzard. We could try
Yes.
that out. Have a picnic. It was really, sometimes I wish I could have cameras pointed all directions while I'm out there. Because I know one blizzard here, we got freezing rain ahead of time. So it was like the whole surface of the roads were caked in ice. But I got out to do a report and blasted. But it was so slippery on the surface. I actually got pushed away from the vehicle across the parking lot. So there's me gripping onto the bumper of my truck, making the report so I'm not blown across. And then I had to like crawl up the vehicle to get back in. And I'm like, I really wish I had that on video.
That's awesome. That's impressive. So, okay, so I'm looking online here. Backroad photography. That's your book, correct? I got the right Jenny Hagen.
Yes, that is the right Jenny Hagen.
Perfect.
Ah.
It's good to confirm things.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. How long did it take to put that together?
For which one?
Back road. Oh, why?
Oh, okay.
Oh dear Lord.
Well, that was actually kind of an interesting story. So, you know, I opened my own photo studio, and I actually had one in Kindersley, one here in Etonia, and then COVID hit. We all know how that went. And overnight, I lost over half my yearly income in the blink of an eye. So I am the type, it's, you know, kind of adapt and overcome and recalculate. So in 2020, I actually made a major shift in my business to get more into the severe weather coverage and expand that. And that's where the winter storm chasing really took off. And so now my main focus of my business is actually severe weather, though I do some other aspects of photography as well.
Perfect. What's like, how did you get into photographing storms? Like, what was that process like? When did it start? Why? I mean, aside from just that it's incredibly cool.
Well, I mentioned there, my interest in severe weather came when I was 7 years old. I was camping in the backyard with a friend.
Yes.
And a plow wind, it was a beautiful sunny day, and then this plow wind moved through. And for anybody that's ever experienced one of those, like, it is just an absolutely gorgeous day. And this storm they will come ripping in at huge speeds and plow over, and large swaths of damage. So it picked the tent up and it threw it up against the fence. And we had to try and kind of scramble out of it. And I stepped out, and there was trees and trampolines flying and landing on people's roofs. And I just remember standing there going, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. And my friend was absolutely terrified. I think she's still scarred from this day. It's severe weather. And then I moved out to West Central Saskatchewan when I was about 12 years old. And that's right around the time that the movie Twister came out. And this area was really hotbed zone for tornado activity at that time. And we had tornado warnings probably about every second night. So there's the little blonde girl on her pedal bike pedaling to the edge of town, trying to see if she could catch herself a tornado. And, you know, it was wonderful because I really got to learn at a young age how storms moved and how they worked just by being able to sit there and watch them. And 16, got out there kind of driving to storms a bit. Then, you know, life happens, you grow up. I had a family and kids. So those kind of passions and dreams as far as the severe weather kind of fell to the back burner, but they were always there. So, you know, I loved to take my kids out just to watch a lightning storm and be able to share in that. And then, you know, 2009, I one day pointed my camera at the sky and got the lightning bolt, and it was just like a switch was flipped again, and that passion just came flooding back into my life. And then I kind of really started diving more into the severe weather at that point and chasing all across the Canadian prairies.
That's so cool.
And then I also remember back in elementary school when I'm 8 years old, I got to participate in the play Wizard of Oz. So I don't know if any of you guys can just take a guess at what character I was.
The tornado.
Flying monkey, witch.
I was Glenda, the good witch. Which kind of fits with the whole bubbly personality. And so I don't know. It might have just been meant to be in my life.
That is
disappointed that you're not a flying monkey, but you're definitely a good witch type from yeah.
There's days I might be as evil as one, but
I think that the good witch was a much better casting call.
Hello.
That is awesome. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was last week. I was at Meals in the Field there, and I ran into somebody I went to school with for I'd say a long time ago, and it was in the 5th grade. We did the weather unit, And the only thing that they remember from elementary school is me teaching the class about clouds. That has made my week there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been my week so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going out to see people.
That's why my 17-year-old daughter there, I still remember when she was like 6 or 7 and she'd want to go out on some major storm chase with me and I wouldn't let her. She's Mom, I probably know just about as much as weather as you do.
So when you go out, what kind of safety precautions do you bother with any sort of safety precautions when you're chasing something? Or
for me, I carry a lot of safety gear. So I've got, the toe straps, all that other stuff. Winter storms, I'm taking a lot of, sleeping bag and stuff to keep you warm just to be safe. I carry a large first aid kit with me. A lot of people don't know I've actually been in healthcare for 25 years. That's my day job. And so I carry a large first aid kit to be able to deal with any issues out in the field. Interesting enough, there's some other safety aspects being a female in storm chasing. So, I've got my network to set up in case I meet any dangers while I'm out, in the middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan, to be able to quickly send my coordinates off to chasers nearby. So I can, keep myself safe out there.
Awesome. Have you ever been like out chasing and you run into others?
Oh, yes, you meet people out in the field all the time. Especially living in the Canadian prairies, everybody loves weather and everybody loves talking weather. So, they see the logos on the side of the vehicle and it's like right away, they need to come up and talk, especially, the farming community, which I know Brandon knows very well.
Oh,
Farmers love to talk their weather.
They sure do, especially when you deliver a meal out to their field and that's all they want to talk about. Well, except for the ones today, but the last couple, many times they're like, "Oh, you're the guy on the radio." I was like, "Yeah, oh yeah."
See, it's the same as your retirement community. Everybody
Pretty much.
Everybody likes to talk weather.
Yeah, there's always a mention. So when are we going to get some rain around here? Every time
that has been the question this year, hasn't it?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I know I'm working on a story right now about Saskatchewan's single tornado. I don't know about you. You've got a brain for this, but I don't know if I ever remember Saskatchewan only ever having one tornado in the season. I think that might be our lowest number ever. I
think it is. Yeah. And then I hogged all the tornadoes over here this year, which was kind of ridiculous, but the way it goes sometimes.
Alberta was on fire this year.
It was, especially June. It slowed down rapidly in August, but June, July, start of July, it was just like boom, boom, tornado over here. And then we had these weak dust devils in May there. But I thought, oh my goodness. Wow.
I actually got a hailstorm last night.
Yes, I saw that last night too. Yes, that storm that rolled.
Toonie size hail.
Yes.
Yeah, Toonie size hail in mid-September. Like usually we get little pea size if we do get any storms. So Toonie size hail was pretty decent.
It is very decent. And then I saw your little, you first called it Twinkie size hail. I laughed at that yesterday.
Oh, we had a huge laugh on our chaser chat about the Twinkie. So now we've decided that Twinkie now needs to sponsor hail measuring tools.
Yes.
And we'll just take a few bites off and it's, it's a quarter Twinkie size hail or half a Twinkie size.
I like that idea. Yes.
It's the perfect unit of measurement. Snack food is. Twinkies are perfect.
And chaser snacks are like the most important thing you pack while you're out chasing. Like it's the snacks.
Oh yeah, the snacks are the best part. One of the best parts, especially when you get a blue sky bus day, and you can say, "Oh, well, at least we have the snacks." Yeah.
And that has been the Saskatchewan story this year. It's
This year,
just
yeah.
Bust. And it's been, yeah, because we came off such an amazing season last year, and it was just
Oh yeah, last year
boringness
was
this year.
yeah. You had how many tornadoes? Yeah, over 20 at least, I think last year, something like that. Yeah,
I think the final count was 23.
23. Yes, and Alberta's year was a little slower last year. I think. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
down, and now we're up this year, and Saskatchewan's down to 1, outside of Regina, in all places.
And then the East Coast, it's just like nonstop weather stories coming from the East Coast.
Oh yes.
Hey Jenny, the Base Guy Show. I'm on Base Guy Show every Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Atlantic. Base Guy does a show since 2013.
Nice. I watch you all the time online and tune in. I absolutely love seeing Frankie. He's just the type that just makes you happy about weather.
Right?
Oh yes.
Yeah, Frankie's weather reports are something else, and so much more accurate than most of what I find online, which is odd. Like, I don't know what his sources are. I feel like Frankie's the one who actually makes the weather happen, and that's why he's got that accuracy. Like, he'll phone me and say, like, video call and say, here's what's going to happen, or here's what's happening right where you are. Well, yes, you're correct. Thank you. But or he'll give a weather forecast for the next day, and it's correct. But what I'm reading online is going to be totally different, and Frankie's right. So I suspect he's actually behind it all. He makes it.
I blame Brandon sometimes too for being behind it.
Oh yeah, I've gotten a lot of the blame.
And then he hogs his storms over in like Brooks. Like,
Right?
you're supposed to keep sending it on.
Yeah.
Sure, tornadoes, Brandon.
I thought that one tornado was gonna go, but it died right at this place called Cabin Lake.
Yes.
Haunted cabin?
Uh,
Very haunted.
I
cabin.
found out there's a place called Cabin Lake this year. Yeah.
So you threw tornadoes at it. Good job.
That's right.
Thanks.
isn't it fun finding all these like random town names when you're like out chasing?
I know it's and then even looking at radar too, now that they have every single town on radar scope here, you can just, hey, that's a cool town name. Oh, look at that town. I didn't know that town existed. And it's just,
Oh yes, I know everybody loves when I visit Climax, Saskatchewan. It's the biggest joke out there that we've arrived at Climax.
Well, second only to Dildo, Newfoundland.
Exactly. It's on my list of places to visit.
There's some beautifully dirty ones. We a few weeks back, we were reading, just looking up. We're on the air, we're just looking up dirty names, and poor Brandon was so uncomfortable. And so
no, I was not.
You were not saying a word. You were very quiet. Brandon is the most PG person you'll ever meet, and it's awesome. And it's so adorable. And watching him go pink as Joey's just reading a list of dirty names. It was art.
Art at its
You guys-
finest.
Right.
You guys gotta listen to the dating game show that they did with like Saskatchewan and Alberta town names. It's a hilarious comedic. Have you guys seen them?
No.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, okay. It is hilarious. You guys have to watch them.
It's such fertile ground. But I mean, a place like Climax, fertile ground.
Exactly.
All right, I guess we gotta wrap this up.
If
right
you
away.
want
So,
to follow,
Frankie, take it away.
if you want to follow me on social media, my ex, formerly known as Twitter, is Frankie MacD. My Facebook is Frankie McDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD 1984. My TikTok is Frank Down 1984. My Clapper is Frank Down 1984. My Twitch is Frank Down 1984. My Snapchat is Frankie AMCDON. And my YouTube channel, Stocks Moves, and my LinkedIn is Frank Down. And the new social media is Blue Sky. My Blue Sky is also at Frankie McD as well. Best luck to you. I'm Frank O'Donnell. You're listening to Comediorological Weather Report with Joey only every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. It's on CFUR 88.7 FM in Prince George, CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg, and CFBX 92.5 FM in Caleb's. It's on Shaw Spotlight TV, Shaw TV all across the entire country, Canada. Best luck to you. I'm Frank O'Donnell. You're listening to Joey only show every Thursday nights.
Just to be clear, we're not on Shaw TV all across the country. We're on Shaw Spotlight in Greater Victoria area and Cowichan Valley, Duncan area. But at some point we will be expanding to many, many more areas. And anywhere that we can put Frankie, anywhere that Frankie visits, I want to make sure that we get on the air there, because Frankie will be there and he leaves such a lasting impression and is absolutely awesome. Because Frankie not only reports the weather, he makes the weather. And Frankie
Yes,
didn't
he's a
start the
magic.
fires, no matter what he says, he started all the forest fires.
Don't start fires at all. There's a lot of people, clowns out there making photoshops about Frank Dell starting forest fires for me holding the flamethrower. Not true.
Okay, to clarify, they're not photoshops, they're actual crime scene surveillance video skills. Frankie just doesn't want to admit it. Awesome. All right, Jenny, what is your social media? Where can people find you?
You can find me on all social media, Twitter or X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at Lost in SK. So Lost in Sask.
Awesome. Brandon, where do you exist? Other
I
than
exist on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
all of the above and all that good stuff.
All of the above. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. I am Imogen Cookie Bailey. I can be found at www.imogen.in. That's IMOGEN. You've been watching the Comediorological Report on Shaw Spotlight. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night. All right, we're still live streaming, so now we can swear or whatever. I'm
Swear.
Oh, I needed that.
I just have a pen.
Boy. Oh, hello.
It's a pen.
And Frank.
Yeah. Frankie's gone.
Frankie's gone. So when are you getting a TikTok account, Brandon?
I do have a TikTok account. I just got
Oh, okay. You said it. You didn't mention it, so.
Oh yeah. I
Randy.
just haven't done much on it yet. I'll do stuff someday.
If you
If they
feel
kick
like
It's
me off
where I
Twitter
get
again,
to
then-
be my biggest dork ever. And that's what I love about TikTok.
Oh yeah.
please.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I was almost off of Twitter, but then I got back in one day. Then yeah.
Well, now that media is banned from Facebook, Instagram, and stuff, Twitter is pretty much our only platform right now.
Yeah.
Oh, the media bans. I forgot about that. And I tried posting an article about just a animal shelter that was looking for volunteers or not an animal shelter, is the guide dog program. An organization that provides guide dogs. The guide dogs have to live with a family and be basically trained until they're able to be hired out or assigned to the people that they'll be working with. And I tried to post this article saying, hey, if you want to volunteer to raise a guide dog, this is an amazing opportunity and they need people. And I got the whole, account warning for posting news because it was the website it was on was classified as a news site. I'm like,
Yeah.
It's literally a charity looking for volunteers. This is not political. It's guide dogs needing foster families. Oh, the media ban is awful.
So far, the only way I found around it is YouTube links to the
links.
stories.
I found some news links, but there's you have to use People News or something or people.com or something like that. There's a couple that can get through, but it's about it. Otherwise, I'm screenshotting.
Screenshots
Yeah.
are good. I guess as long as it's
Yeah.
classified as entertainment and not classified as news. So and I feel like that's going to be a big shift in the online presence of a lot of pseudo informational outlets like People is more gossip kind of BS. So because they're not a, consider a news source, then they could post news. And I think a lot of news sources are going to change their format to be more topical crap just to be able to get around the bans. I would.
Yeah. Well, because especially it's like small town news,
Yep.
they're struggling to find,
Yeah.
because they lived on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know with your radio station there, Brandon. if
Actually,
that's
our
affected
station
your-
didn't get the ban, but
Oh,
yeah, we were good. So we can still, we have to screenshot everything now, but that's okay there. But a lot of our other stations, like our CFCW one in Edmonton and a couple of other stations out east, got hit with it. So they're battling out because they're radio stations. We're not news pages or anything. So yeah, it's a mess.
yeah, like I know our like West Central Online, so that's the radio station. All their content's gone. West Central Voice local newspaper, Kindersley Social, all like every article I've been featured in or written is just stripped off of Facebook.
Wow, yeah.
That is extremely frustrating. Like the brutal censorship is like, why?
Well, yeah, especially as I continue like working with these girls who chase. It's just now like when people see me on TV, they're gonna Google me, and a lot of the stuff is not gonna come up.
Yeah.
It's
They're
Anyone
gonna have to
who
use
thinks that
Yahoo
is-
instead, I guess.
Well, people might switch. Well, Canadians might find a new one to be on, but
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Google. Thanks, censorship rules.
oh,
Could be worse, I guess.
yeah, there's always stuff we have to battle.
Yeah.
However, weather pages seem to be fun. That's the only thing that
Yeah,
weather.
that seems to have last.
The Weather Network, Weather Channel. All the meteorologist pages. They're still on my page. So yeah,
Sweet. We're still functional.
yeah.
The CTV ones have been blocked. I can't see them. CTV
Oh.
or Global.
Okay. If they
So
have,
not everybody is affected as they do a slow rollout. So
yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
all the annoyingness.
They'll just have to make
I just be-
regular Facebook pages like me, I guess. To get around it.
Just yeah, you can't post any news stories.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see because we've got the CBC national story coming out for Girls Who Chase.
Oh yes, that one's coming out. Yeah, that's gonna be big.
So hopefully, because it's been postponed twice now.
Okay, yes.
But they've decided now to switch it to a story about climate change,
Okay.
which here in like Saskatchewan, Alberta, that's kind of a contentious subject.
Yep.
Fair enough. I would think
So
that
I'm not sure how it's gonna go.
the Girls Who Chase thing is way more interesting. Like it's
Yeah, but I don't know, like the big news stations aren't seeing women in chasing as a big sellable story necessarily. They see then that the climate change aspect is going to be more of a, so it'd be nice to see that switch, that that the females and female identifying gets put out there a little bit more often, and that it's not getting shoved to the back burner.
yeah, I feel like the motivation is more that like they're looking at the topic of storms, and they're thinking that climate change is such a hot button phrase that it guarantees more clicks, views, whatever metric they're using. So just by using a controversial word is what they want. It's, if they really wanted to do that, they could still say Girls Who Chase and then discuss the extremity of storms and tie it into different time frames and say, for example, number of storms in this year versus 50 years previous, this is what it looked like. And then they can have their little editorialized comment on whatever. Like they could shoehorn it in.
Yeah.
And like they could technically do both in a way that actually did cover Girls Who Chase. And they wouldn't want to go really Jerry Springer with it, they could just focus on storm chasers in wet t-shirts. Like, I mean, a bit of where my mind goes. I'm like, rainstorm, lots of girls chasing after it. This topically just sounds incredibly sexy. Like,
Oh, the amount of suggestions I get for chasing storms in bikinis.
right? I get it.
Like I could make a fortune off of it if I really wanted to.
Yes, exactly. And so I would think that, like, even just with the idea of girls and storms, just by that, just because, I mean, the first thing that a lot of people are going to think who don't know what that is as clickbait, I would think that would have some sellability. Not even going like just girls and storms, girls who chase, like it has that to it. And, you know, tuning in, it's like, okay, this is actually way cooler and more interesting and informative than, and of course, the 10% of dirtbags who are hoping it's something else, they're going to tune out anyway, because they have a 10-second attention span, no matter what site they're on.
Exactly.
Get the click.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what you battle on that. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It'd be nice to get the ladies and
absolutely.
stuff in front of the media and change that mindset behind what the vision of a storm chaser is.
Yeah, absolutely. And to push the girls who chase to the back burner in favor of climate change, it just seems like such a horrible missed opportunity. Like, it just,
Especially since I spent over a week on the road with them with the pitch that this was supposed to be about females and chasing.
right? That is a waste of the resources. And let's face it, climate change as a topic is so done to death. It's such a common thing. Is every other day there's a headline about climate change. So there's more ratings, there's more interest in girls who chase.
I think so.
Cool. And it's just such a non-political thing, and it's just incredibly awesome. So thanks, media, for having priorities. Thanks for.
Why does everything have to be so political? Drives me nuts.
Clickbait.
Like, let's just get along.
So
My dog's barking. I'll be right back.
So one year, about a million years ago, it comes election time, and I had been in a car accident. And at that time, I really heavily leaned towards one specific political party. And I was always like, you know, it's kind of that thing that you're raised with, like, oh, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys, right? So I kind of leaned towards one. But I'd been in a car accident. And so I was on a lot of painkillers on voting day. And so I go in the little booth and I checked every little box. I voted for all parties, like for everyone. And then I wrote on the bottom, can't we all just get along?
That is awesome. I should do that.
I was in no condition to be voting. So I basically threw away my vote by turning into a hippie. So it was the first time I voted for the party that I'd been told not to vote for. And then later on, I'm like, no, I'm not going party specific. Election by election, I'm like, this candidate is saying more of the BS I want to hear. They're all lying dirtbags, but that candidate's saying what I want to hear, so I'll vote for that one. So it's different.
That's the thing is, no, there's no good political party.
No. No, parties are not good. Individuals may have better motivations than others, but in politics, everyone's going to get their hands dirty at some point.
Oh, yes. It's just what level of corruption you can live with.
Right? How much dirty shit are you willing to wear? How much are you willing to associate with?
I don't know. I'm only voting on whoever's going to make my grocery bill less.
Touche.
I went shopping the other day. It was like $600 for just like 2 weeks of groceries for a family of 4.
Oh dear Lord.
Nope.
Ouch. Okay, this is where more frognadoes need to come into play, because I hear the frogs are delicious. So post tornado, it's harvest time. After tidal wave.
I am gonna have to get some like extra footage of the frogs next time I see it.
Oh my god, is it like a thing? Is that common?
I think the phenomenon happens because reptiles are cold-blooded.
Okay.
And so the pavement is so hot still from the day's heating, that
Okay.
they flock to the pavement to warm back up.
Oh,
So
Zang.
you'll see snakes and salamanders and frogs and other reptiles all over the highways. So when you get the heavy downpours,
Yeah,
you can see it.
that is so cool. I live in such a boring area. Dear Lord, that doesn't happen here. I need to live vicariously through everyone else who has awesome weather, who has frognadoes and salamander rainfall. It's yeah. The
Just come out to Saskatchewan and chase.
yes. If I ever get my lazy ass off this island, then yes, I need to go somewhere interesting. Although, fun fact, I might actually be heading to Miami in a few weeks, so for a few days. So that'll be
Nice.
fun. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a hurricane.
I'm really hoping what I really, really want more than anything is a Florida man experience.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see a guy with like missing half of a leg and like not from the knee down, but I mean like from mid shin, just because that'd be weird to have like a little hinge of a shin, like he's kind of walking along and it instinctively just bends, but it is like, I want to see this. It's I'm really specific with certain things, and this is a specific thing I want to see is a guy on meth missing like a quarter of his leg, or like Cotton Hill from King of the Hill missing his knees or something really specific like that, and just like fist fighting an alligator just for no reason, just like in a Denny's parking lot, just duking it out with a fucking alligator. Wrecked on meth, already missing part of a limb. And, you know, I mean, the guy's got to have like a full skullet too. Like, this is how I envision it, is like, he's got an actual skull, nice shiny chrome dome, and then just like that weird, wispy, creepy hair hanging down that he's not ready to let go of because it still looks good. So
You need this video because now I need to see this.
I know. So when I'm down there, this is what I want to see. I like something like that. Florida man. He's there. I want to see it so bad. This is the superhero the world needs.
I researched flights to go experience my first hurricane.
Ooh.
My goodness, they're expensive. They were just about $2,000 to head out.
Oh, yeah, they're expensive.
Ouch.
But that is like the only, like, I guess haboob. No, we get sort of haboobs in Saskatchewan, but
Yeah.
haboobs and hurricanes, the two on my bucket list for covering.
What is a
I think it was. Oh, that's the dust storm. Yeah, I saw that one of those sort of one of those this summer. It was a big wall of dust coming down the chute there.
So
Pretty
kind of like that
damaging
opening scene in
winds.
The Mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But a lot of
Seriously.
dust, and the wind just picks up and goes insane.
The last one in this area, like, it was a whole Final Destination moment. I was going through LaPorte and the wind actually picked up this whole stack of culverts.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm driving down the highway and in my rearview mirror, culverts are flying at me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like a whole Final Destination moment here.
That is so cool.
That was when I wished I had a rear camera on my vehicle, which I have now because.
For that. Sweet, death is chasing you. What an awesome realization. Yeah. I do that when I go on a roller coaster going up to the top. I'm like, I've been here before. This has all happened
I've
already.
seen this.
No,
Oh,
get off the roller coaster.
By the way, Brandon, I wanted to say at ChaserCon, when you spoke up about not coming up in media traditionally, I wanted to jump up and cheer so bad.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was fun. Yes.
There seems to be this whole like turning down nose at people without the formal meteorological or
Mhm.
journalism training, but
And yeah, and then what David Spence did afterwards, that was like awesome too. I was like, I was not
yes.
expecting that from him. I was, what?
I think he realized when he saw your, like, the way how successful you've been with the way you came on your journey, that you know, maybe you don't need that formal certificate. But when you
Yeah.
said that, I was like, yes, Brandon.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that was good. Good media panel, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially like because I didn't come up in the traditionally either. So, you know, sometimes you get that imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah.
But so I was like, yes, Brandon's awesome.
What did you
Yeah.
say?
I'm glad I was able to see the well, the end part of your presentation there, but I knew it was really good. I watched the first part online, and yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was-
That was I thought I was only going to be up there for a short period of time. And it was 3 days before ChaserCon that I was informed I was going to be up there for an hour. So
oh yes.
I had 15 minutes prepared, and 3 days before I had to make it an hour.
That might have been my fault. So that was what I messaged. So they've had to schedule at 10. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to make it in for 10. We're going to have to bump it further down the road there. So it's like, okay. So yeah, that was me.
Way to
That was
go.
my fault. I made it an hour long.
I'm like, frick, people are going to want to listen to me for an hour.
Well, good job on making it. I mean, that is a horrible thing to do to someone, to be like, oh, by the way, you have like no time to prepare and you better have a presentation that goes an hour. Like,
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Oh. So yeah, it was interesting. And my first major public speaking event. So I don't know how bad it showed on how nervous I was, but
Oh, yeah, I think you did really well. Yeah. I think, yeah, ChaserCon in Regina. That was my first time public speaking.
was it?
It was. And that was
You
when
did
I
really
was,
well.
oh yeah, that was when I stood up and oh yeah, I was
Oh,
and
yeah.
those would be- yeah, that came out of my mouth.
You're on the radio all
And
the
it's still
time,
a thing.
That was at my beginning of my radio career, by the way.
Oh,
Now I've
yeah.
practiced a lot. Now I'm talking every week to people.
It's still harder to do like physically in person.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'm like an introverted extrovert. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's totally different when you're like face to face. It's much easier through a screen a lot of times.
It is.
oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't, as I said, I wasn't too bad at this ChaserCon, because once I got the mic in my hand, once Ricky passed me the mic there, it was like, look out. Almost could have
I need
kept
to get
talking
a
for
pair of
another hour.
shades like yours though. Those heart shades, they're awesome.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Some random
I
fun-
can't do hearts though, because you rock that way too good. So I gotta figure out a different shape.
Stars are good.
Uh,
Ooh, little moons.
oh, do rats laugh glasses somehow.
Oh yeah, Rat's laugh glasses. Those are good. I stole those once. I didn't steal them. No, I put them on and tried them out.
Identity by doing that. Look what you did.
Yeah, still at ChaserCon, of course, of all places, I did that in Calgary.
Uh,
Way to go, Brandon. All right.
he's always causing trouble.
Oh yeah.
Wait, he seems like a closet troublemaker. Like okay, Brandon is like so quiet, weirdly shy, so G-rated. Like if we're telling dirty jokes or whatever, then he turns pink and he gets really quiet. But he seems like the guy who, when you're not looking, he'll like overwater your plants because it's hilarious just to watch a little water pool on the counter. Like he's a weird
Yeah.
troublemaker who's doing all sorts of really low key naughty things. Like he'll just turn stuff around backwards in your house just because he
Oh,
can.
he would totally do that.
Totally do that. Of course.
Uh,
And just
though
watch-
we do need to make a plan that Brandon and I do have to chase a blizzard together.
Oh yes. We'll have to make that happen.
It's gotta happen.
How near to each other are you guys? Like, what's the distance like?
3 hours?
Yeah, about that. 3 hours.
Damn, that's not too bad.
No,
Cool.
I travel like freaking 16 hours out to like Manitoba, so 3 hours is nothing.
Well, that's just like a walk. That's it's almost walking distance. So
Well, I was pretty close. I was about an hour away from your place. No, 2. about 2 hours from your place. Last week at our Meals in the Fields, we were in Jenner area. Jenner.
Oh, that's not
we
too
got-
far at all.
And we got lost. They gave us the wrong directions and said to go left, but no, we're supposed to go right. Yeah, we ended up in Wardlow instead. I've never been to Wardlow before, so that was awesome.
So, did they get a cold meal by the time you got there?
Well, luckily we weren't delivering the meals, so that was good. on that
Oh,
part.
okay.
We're just delivering the prizes and the booze. So they had to wait. Well, they already had booze there when we got there, so they were fine. But
I'm just trying to wonder on how I get Brandon to come deliver me some booze. Do you deliver margaritas?
well, from our liquor store across the street, so far they just give us beer. So Molson Canadian.
Oh.
The guys we went to their farm today, they didn't want any beer, so I had to take some home, which was
Oh,
Oh, no.
farmers that didn't want
Horrible.
beer?
I know. I guess they probably
I
not a
think
fan of
you
Molson.
found an anomaly.
I don't know. It was they're a great bunch of farmers. Yes. It's still live. Okay. Yeah, they're a great bunch of farmers. Sort of live.
Right.
It's recording. Does this all go on?
Well,
Well, if
for
she
the
wants
last
to
half
put 'em
hour
on.
is it going on the actual broadcast show. But to be fair, we are recording and we are still actually live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is all out there. So,
I think everybody knows that I'm about as unstable as the air I chase.
that is awesome. All right, I gotta get going because I gotta go do stuff. So I'm gonna
yeah, you
Sounds great.
Zoom, and
Well, thanks for having me on, guys, and
Yes, thank you for stopping by.
yeah,
have a great
awesome. And I totally gotta look up.
have a
more
great
things.
evening.
All right,
Yes, you got to come and join the community, and we're always looking for new faces. So
I need to learn more about it. And Girls Chasing Storms is just like that's just so much awesome jammed into one thing. So yes.
I look forward to it. All right, well, have a good night, guys.
Yeah,
You
thank you.
too.